They teaching these little kids to finesse at an early age, bro.
He gave me a weird, creepy grin.
Alright guys, welcome back for another video. How's it going? This is your boy Mr. President. So yes, I know things are a little bit different, and before you guys say anything, no, this isn't a surprise. So a long time ago, like a week or two ago, shout out Smurda by the way, I said that I had a surprise for you guys. Besides the change of the scenery, besides the desk, besides the upgrade in the camera, no, unfortunately, this isn't a surprise. But just to keep you guys updated, it is coming. Hopefully by June, I'll have it here. If not, then I'll let you guys know. But I'm aiming for June, if not before that. I'm really praying I'm really praying that it happens before though. So yeah guys, in the meantime, let's check out why is this happening, bro? So yeah guys, in the meantime, let's check out where we left off. So we left off at part 3 from March to July, so I think this is part 4 now. So roll the clip. Alright, true maid horror story.
We used to have a maid from Indonesia, and her name is Wati. Well, one night it was probably around 2 a.m. Everyone was sleeping. Suddenly, my brother and I heard my maid weeping. She was crying softly. We thought she probably missed her family in Indonesia, so we just ignored her and went back to sleep. The next day, at the same time, around 2 a.m., she was weeping again. This went on and on for 3 months. And we told our parents about it, and everyone had the same thought. She probably missed her family back home.
That girl was homesick.
One night at 9 p.m., my brothers and I were chilling in the living room. My maid was in the kitchen washing dishes. My dad was fixing the kitchen light, and suddenly my dad saw a shadow running around in the storage room. And my dad thought it was one of us playing around, so my dad called out to my brother, "Can you please get the light bulb from the drawer?"
Y'all saw her reaction in the back?
Then my dad shouted, "Hey, can someone help me out and get the light bulb for me?" Well, both of us ran towards my dad from the living room, which is on the opposite side of the storage room. My dad then got confused and asked us why we came from the living room. And we got goosebumps and walked into the storage room. We switched the lights on and saw that there was no one there.
You saw when they flicked it, there was like some type of like little devil?
She looked at us, then started weeping
again.
Yo,
what's wrong with her though?
My dad asked, "Who was that and why are you weeping?" My maid then explained that it was her guardian from Indonesia.
That ain't no guardian,
My dad asked her to call him out, and he was going to call the police. But my maid stated that it was not a human, but a spirit that was summoned to protect her. After that, my dad brought us to a nearby hotel for the night and hired a spiritual hunter to chase the spirit away.
Oh.
Following that incident, we no longer heard the maid weeping, and she was sent back to Indonesia 3 days after the incident.
That's it? It's over?
When I was around 5 or 6 years old,
did they even get rid of the spirit?
Something that I can't really explain. I just came home from school one day and I decided I would play with my toy cars. When I opened the door to my room, I saw that all my cars were disorganized. I freaked out. I have OCD,
and your mom just has another son.
That's why I freaked out.
She didn't tell you.
I then accused my mom of messing with my toys, but she swore she never touched them. I let it go. That night, I was asleep, and my dad was still up. He saw a kid go into the bathroom, and he thought it was me. He yelled, "Go back to bed." And my mom thought he was crazy, especially since I was fully asleep. When my parents went to my room to check on me, I was knocked out on my bed. My dad went to sleep, and my mom did too. The next day, however, my mom had a creepy experience. She was walking down the hall with my laundry, and she was knocked over by someone. The crazy part is, I was in school, and my dad was at work.
She actually got pushed down?
She was supposed to be alone in the house.
On the stairs?
She picked up the laundry that fell and placed them on my bed. After she left my room, however, she saw a picture lying on the floor. She picked it up and then fainted. I came home and saw her passed out on the floor. I got scared because I thought my mom was dead. She woke up only to start crying. She told me that she saw my baby cousin. I said, "So what?" But then she said, "Son, your cousin is dead." Turns out he was killed in an accident before I was born.
Is that a Porsche? He
Nothing
died in
else
style.
has happened since that day, but I'm convinced that those experiences won't be the last.
He saw that in the back. I almost got kidnapped. Almost or did? There's a very fine
This
line.
happened when I was much younger. My brother was on the soccer team. Let's call him Sean. My family went to his soccer match, which was at a local park. This park included a huge soccer field and a playground area. I was getting bored of watching the game and went over to the playground, where I spotted this kid who had a Spider-Man web shooter on his wrist. Being a big fan of Spider-Man, I walked up to him. I asked him if it was the silly string shooting toy.
That looked like Caillou, bro.
Then he said, "I have another one in my family's car. I'll show you." So he led me over to his van that was parked in the parking lot nearby.
They teaching these little kids to finesse
His
at an
father was in
early
the front
age,
seat.
bro.
He gave me a weird, creepy grin, but I still started to climb into the van. Out of nowhere, I heard my father shouting my name. I was pushed out by the kid and he slammed the van door shut. The van sped off and my dad ran towards me and hugged me. After that, my family and my brother left the game. If my father didn't notice I had left the playground or was a minute late, I don't know where I'd be right now. I just want to tell any parent who is either reading or listening to this, please, don't follow strangers into your kid's head.
No, that's facts. My scary apartment
When I was 4 years old, my family and I used to live in a huge apartment.
They're
Along
like 5
with the
seconds
apartment
long.
complex was a huge basement where we could do our laundry. However, in order to get there, we had to take the elevator. One day, my mom was doing the laundry. My brothers and I accompanied her. My 2 brothers were playing together. Meanwhile, I was wandering off to the dark basement's hallway. As I walked in further, I saw bloody footprints that were the same size as my feet. I followed the footsteps, and they suddenly stopped at the end of the hallway. I looked up and I saw 2 kids. A boy with brown hair and brown eyes and a girl with blonde hair and brown eyes.
If they're older than you, then they got small feet.
There was something odd about them, but like any other 5-year-old, I just ignored it. I turned my head around to see if there was anyone else in the hallway, but there wasn't. As I turned my head around to look at the kids again, they vanished.
Damn.
I was confused. I mean, how could that be possible? There was only a wall in front of me. A few days later, I was getting into the elevator. As soon as I entered, I saw the kids again. I asked them where their mom and dad were, but they didn't respond. I turned around and I pressed the button to go to the 3rd floor, and as I turned back to them, again, they were gone. I was shocked. So I told the janitor about what happened. Apparently, there was a horrible situation some time ago. A family used to live here, and the parents killed their own children. Now their ghosts haunt the whole complex in search for their bodies. Several years have passed, and we moved out. But I still wonder if they ever ended up finding their bodies.
That's a nice hoodie, though, no cap. My uncle saw my family's doppelganger. Yo!
I'm 21 years old.
I didn't know
now.
those actually existed.
This happened to my uncle when I was around 9 years old. My uncle was living in our house and was staying at our vacant guest room up on the 2nd floor. He's my dad's cousin, so he was really close to our family. My uncle was a morning person. He would always get up at around 4 a.m., drink coffee, and run morning errands around the house. He also told us that he could see and feel ghosts because he has a 3rd eye.
Damn.
And to give you a little background on our house, it was the very first house that was built on our street.
Oh, so it's
we
hella
could sometimes
old.
feel something moving around our house, especially at night, but we never really paid attention to it. One morning, my uncle woke up at his usual time, around 4 a.m. He left his room, which was right beside the staircase, saw my older sister, who was 17 years old at that time, going up the stairs with a cup of coffee in her hand.
Don't spill that now.
The weird thing was, he said that my sister was looking down and not showing her face the whole time. He greeted her with, "Good morning, and why are you up so early?" He said my sister just kept walking up while looking down and ignoring him.
She's probably not a morning person,
My uncle
bro.
felt awkward as my sister just walked past him. He ignored it, thinking my sister was in a really bad mood. He thought she probably stayed up late studying or something.
Bro, speaking of that,
My uncle
I
went
used
down
to
to grab a
think
cup
that
of
staying
coffee
up
when he
really
saw my
late
mother in the living
was
room
really
ironing
like
some clothes.
cool and everything.
My uncle
like
was
going to sleep
confused
at like
about
6
why
a.m.
my mother was up
But
at
now
4
I
a.m.
realize
and
that
ironing
getting
clothes.
up as early
He
as
tried to
possible,
talk to her and ask the
that's
same
some
thing
really
he
like
asked my
legend
sister.
shit right there,
Why
man.
are you up so early?
Like getting up at like 3
He
or
noticed
like
that
4
my
in the
mother was
morning.
wearing the same
That's some
clothes from
boss
the
shit
night
right
before
there.
she went to bed. So he knew it was her. To his surprise, my mother ignored him. My mother was just looking down as she kept ironing. That's when my uncle knew something was off. He knew something was very wrong here. He rushed back upstairs to his room, locked the door, turned off the lights, and tried to go back to sleep. He tried to forget about it and woke up again a few hours later. It was around 10 a.m. in the morning when he talked to my mother and my sister about what happened. They said they were asleep the whole night, and they don't recall waking up at 4 a.m. My uncle was so shocked about what he had just experienced.
This dude is freaking out right now.
Someone was copying my mother and sister earlier that morning. I was so scared at that time. I became so paranoid that I might feel or see something odd in our house, but I tried not to think about it too much. The night after that situation, my uncle woke up at around 3 a.m. He felt something at the end of his bed, and he saw a woman with long hair sitting there. My uncle froze for a while. He didn't know what to do.
Get up, bro.
He was trembling when he said, "Go away." My uncle
Go
hid
away.
under his blankets. After a few minutes,
like they're gonna
which
listen.
felt like hours, he looked at the same spot where
Still
he saw
there,
the
bro.
woman, and she was gone.
You got lucky. Yeah, lucky,
My uncle
boy.
slept with the lights on that night.
And every other night.
After that experience, he thankfully didn't experience anything like it ever again.
All right, guys, we're going to stop it right there. Thank you guys for tuning in for today's episode. I know I haven't posted in a while, but like I said, I'm just building up the surprise for you guys. Don't worry, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for part 5 from March to July. Let me know what videos you guys want me to check out, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the video. And I'm out.